Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. We will continue with our course, that is Investment and Portfolio Management. The course code is MGT 531. First of all, we will give the summary of all points that we discussed in the previous class. In the previous class, we discussed this industry analysis, and discussion was about different questions with respect to performance of the industry, that how industry should perform, and with reference to different conditions faced by the industry, and basically the objective is to analyze the course through which the industry can develop or it can progress. Therefore, we can see that different conditions which, if they are systematically performing in the economy and in the society and in the environment of the country, and economic as well as political, they can work to develop the industry and they can work to the progress of the industry. And we discussed different points. We discussed the cost as far as the industry is concerned, that how the cost can affect the performance of the industry, how the demand can affect the performance of the industry, and we also discussed the pricing which can affect the performance of the industry, that how the prices of the goods and services produced by the industry can influence the performance of the industry, whether the prices are going upward or downward, what will be the impact on the industry and on the demand for the commodity produced by the industry, as well as the market share of the industry. And at the end, we discuss the point influence of all the economic and political factors on the performance of the industry, and also we discuss the point of different the influence of different factors on the financial market to the industry, that how the economic factors and other factors which are emerging and which are functioning in the financial market, they can influence the industry. And we did a detailed discussion as far as the relationship of different macroeconomic variables going on in the country and working in the country, and the economy and other the political factors, they can affect the performance of the industry. And the objective basically was to analyze the situation, that how the economic situation in the country and the stability in the political sector are not the unstable political environment can affect the performance and functioning of the industry and outcome of the industry, and how the situation is likely to influence and is likely to have impact on the environment of the trade in the financial market. This was yesterday's lecture, and the reference for the study is the same as we have been doing in the last lectures. That was the study by the Christina, conducted in 2010. It is quite recent study, and it was about the portfolio management and investment analysis. We will continue with our discussion, and first of all, we will discuss the contents of today's lecture. That what are the today's lecture? We will discuss the financial ratios by the category. We discussed these ratios to some extent in the last class, and we will continue the discussion in this class also, and we will also discuss the market value of the ratios, and the stock valuation process, fundamental and speculative value of the stock, and the financial ratios. What was the objective to discuss the financial ratio? Basically, the objective is that we want to have the comparison of the two different companies, comparison of the productivity level of the two different firms. For example, if we want to have the impact and want to study the impact of different macroeconomic variables on the functioning of the particular industry and on the economic environment prevailing in any particular industry, this another important step is to compare the performance of the two firms, performance of the two industries and the two companies. How we can compare the situation, economic situation, and the functioning and the outcome of the two industries? We can take the ratio as far as different elements are concerned. For example, we can take the ratio of the demand of the two industries or the two firms, demand for the product, the pricing of the product. We can also compare the cost of production of the products of the two firms, and also the sources of the funding, and we can also look at and analyze the liquidity setup and liquidity situation of the resources of the two firms or the two industries, or in other words we can say if we look at the situation of the companies, and at the end we can look at the profit level and the level of the dividend, and the how we can compare the dividend. If we compare all these factors between two firms, we can look at what firm among the two is performing in a better way. If we look at the size, that what is the scale of the plant of the two firms, we can analyze the situation in a better way, that how we can say that one firm is performing in a better way as compared to the other firm. If we see that the scale of plant of the firm is higher as compared to that of the other, if the demand for the product of the one firm is higher as compared to the demand for the product of the other, if we look at the input prices, that is the cost of production of the one firm is greater as compared to cost of production of the other firm, this provides us another factor with the help of which we can compare two firms. And similarly the liquidity level, and also the payback of the debt, that which firm is likely to pay back debt, which firm is in more stronger economic position as compared to the other firm. And we can also analyze the stock status of the two firms. What is the stock status of one firm as compared to that of the other firm? We can analyze the situation in this respect, and we can also analyze whether one firm has purchased some stock or not as compared to the other firm. And we can also evaluate the worth of the economic worth of the stock of the different firms, or in other words we can say that market value of the stock of the two firms, that what is the market value of the stock of the two firms. If we come to know through the comparison that the market value of stock of the one firm as compared to that of the other firm is higher, we can say that one firm is definitely performing better. One thing is that we have, when we start and we look at the introductory status of the production process of the firms, we can see what was at the initial stage, what was the economic status of the two firms, or in other words we can say that whether one firm was having good economic and strong economic background as compared to the other. This is one important factor which can force the firm, which can help out the firm to start the production and to continue the production and to take the firm to the maturity level and the production to the maturity level. This is one important factor which can be indicated with the help of economic background of the firm. Second is the performance of the firm on itself. What is the plan of the production, what is the strategy of the production, what is the feasibility project and report of the production process to conduct the output production and all these things, and whether the firm has adopted the minimum cost combination, which is known as the least cost combination, or not. What has happened to the overall situation through the production process of the two firms. And all this can help to compare the status of the firm. If we see that one firm has strong economic background but its performance is not good as compared to the other firm which was not having any strong background and which was almost at the starting point in the field of the production, and the funding of the resources was based on the loans and on the borrowings. And we then come to know through the analysis of the situation of the production of the firm that firm performed a very good manners and very systematic manners, and performed very good quality output level, and captured a market reasonable share of and captured a reasonable share of the market. So we can say that we can compare the two firms, the status of the two firms, the performance of the two firms in this respect, and we can come to know that which firm is having good performance as compared to the other. And if the firms they have good performance, they are facing good environment, they are creating good environment, and they are becoming a guideline for the others, definitely it will have a positive impact on the production field, on the production process existing in the industrial sector. So in this respect the overall economic situation of the country will be better, and we will be able to improve the standards of production, we will be able to improve the standards of consumption and the standards of living as a result. And all these things are very much important to analyze, and the objective of all these things discussion is to basically to relate the factors prevailing in our economic environment and in our economy to the different basic sectors of the economy, to the units of the sectors of the economy which are involved in the production process. And as far as this course is concerned and the portfolio management is concerned, we can say that we can decide as an investor that which item should be included in the portfolio and should be the part of set up portfolio, and definitely the good and quality performance of the production of our industrial sector, we can come to know that is likely to have positive impact on the performance of the financial market, and we can say on the trade of the financial market and the stock market. And continuing with the discussion, we were discussing the financial ratios in the last class also, and we continue this discussion that price per earning ratio, which is known as PER, market price. On the second column we have two columns of the table. In first column we have the ratio of price to the earnings ratio, and this is known as price per earning ratio. And in second column we have the market price of the stock to the earning per ratio. That we can say in two columns. What these two columns indicate: the first column indicate the ratio of the prices, overall prices to the earning ratio, and second indicate the market price of the stock to the earning per share. So this the second column is particularly about the market price of the stock, that what is the market value of the stock. And the book value of the stock, the first row in the table indicate book value of the stock is equal to equity minus preferred stock dividends divided by number of common stock. I can further elaborate this point, that book value of the stock. What is the book value of any stock? The book value of the stock basically is equal to equity, which is linked with the performance of the two stocks, equity minus preferred stock. What is the value of the preferred stock minus the preferred stock dividend? What we can get out of the as a dividend out of the preferred stock per number of common stocks, and the ratio is to the number of common stocks. That what is the number of the stocks which are shared by the shareholders. The second row in the first column indicate that market price to the book value. What is the market price of the book value is equal to market price of the stock per book value of the stock. So we can say market price of the book value indicates the ratio of market price of the stock to the book value of the stock. The third column in the third row in the first column indicates dividend per share. What are dividends per share? They are equal to dividends minus preferred stock dividends, overall dividends. So dividend per share is equal to overall dividends minus preferred stock dividend per number of common stock. That what is the ratio of the difference of dividend to the preferred stock dividend to the number of common stock, that is the number of the stocks which are shared by a number of shareholders. And in last row of the first column we have payout ratio. What is payout ratio? This is basically this indicates that dividend per share per earning per share. So we can say it is the ratio of dividend per share, that what dividend we can get as an investor out of one share, out of holding one share, and its ratio to the earning per share, what we can earn out of the share and out of holding one share. So dividend and earning, this is the ratio of dividend to the earning for holding one particular share. Market value. What is the market value? Basically, market value concept indicates the economic worth and economic value of the asset, economic value of any instrument, of any item, any stock that we can evaluate in the marketplace, that we can evaluate, that we can measure at the marketplace. Market value ratio provides an investor with the shortest way to understand how attractive the stock is in the market. So this is the very much important concept and very beautiful and interesting concept, that what the market value of the stock indicates. The ratio of the market, if we take the ratio of the stock of the one type of stock, ratio of the market value of one type of the stock to the market value of the second stock that we are holding or that we have kept in our portfolio. It basically gives the information to the investor that with the shortest way to understand that how attractive the stock in the market is. So it can basically give the guideline, it can give a proper understanding of the situation of the market for the investor. With the help of the market value ratio, if we compare the market value of two stocks, we can come to know that as an investor, that which, this is basically a summary, or it is very short and simple method in order to calculate and in order to compare the economic status and market value status of the two firms. And with the help of the simple method, we can come to know that which firm is having a high valuable stock as compared to the other firm. And because the market value of the stock determines the financial status of the firm, determines the economic status of the company, and if we compare these two values, or if we can calculate these two types of ratios, so we can come to know which firm or which industry or which company is having in a better economic status with the help of and with holding these particular stock as compared to any other firm or the company or the individual investor which is holding the second type of the stock. But looking for long-term investment decisions, investor must analyze not only the current market result but also to assess the potential of the firm to generate earning in the future. So we can say, if we want to have the decision in the long term, that what we should do in the long term and what the investor should take the decision as far as the investment is concerned on the long term basis. So we can say that it is very much important to compare the market value and firm for the long term investment, or which is known as long-term profitable investment. The firm should have two types of comparison and should have two types of the market values. One is at the current level, which is indicating the current status of the firm, and current status in economic terms. On one hand we can say कि किसी भी फर्म का जो इकोनॉमिक टर्म्स में जो करंट स्टेटस क्या है, करंट इकोनॉमिक स्टेटस क्या है, with reference to the holdings of the stock, with reference to the portfolio of the stock. First thing. Second thing is the future situation, future prospects of the as far as future prospects of the firm as far as the economic status is concerned. That if we say that the firm is at current basis, firm is holding X and Y, two important stocks, and we assume that X is giving the market value of 1,000 and Y is giving the market value of, for example, 2,000 to the firm. And we assume these two, we have the second firm. This is the first firm, which is the first investor, and this is the second investor. What second investor is holding? Second investor is holding two other stocks, which is known as, let's say, M and N. Two stocks are held by the second investor. The market value at currently for the M stock is equal to $800, and that of the N is equal to, let's say, $2,200. So what is the situation? How we can compare the market value? We can say that Y and N, they are better as compared, they should be more profit stock as compared to X and M by the firms. They should decide this, and because they for the future. So as for, with the current, besides the decision making and proper decision making and optimal decision making by the investor as far as the current economic status is concerned, the firm and the investor should take into account the future prospects. Also, that what the firm should do in the future, what type of stocks the firm should decide to hold and decide to purchase for the future time period. And if we look at this situation, we can see that here the Y and N, they are better to be held for the future time period, and if the firm is going to do the decision for the next time period. So we can say this will definitely determine the economic status of the two firms. If firm is having right decision and chooses right items to keep in the portfolio, to make them as a part of the portfolio, so we can say okay, it is better for the firm to to analyze the situation with reference to the market value of the stocks, and can determine and can be able to have best investment for the future time period. And rather if we assume that the firm decides and do not analyze the situation properly and decides to hold X and M rather than Y and N, so we can see that the future, what will be the impact on the future of the firm, future economic status. So future impact on the economic status in the future time period will be definitely not so good. तो जो future में उसका result है वो इतना अच्छा नहीं आएगा, economic status जो है वो firm का weak रहेगा, or definitely weak economic status will further lead towards the further economic situation of the firm. Therefore, under the observations of all the analysis that we have been doing throughout our lectures, it is important for the firm to take right decisions, to analyze the situation in a proper manners and in a right way, and to undertake the right decisions. Therefore, we can say, besides having good decisions at the current time period, firm should also take the decisions to think about the future prospects that with the holdings and with the purchase of these particular type of stocks, what the firm can get, what the firm can earn in the future time period, whether these decisions are likely to improve the economic status of the firm or likely to deprove the economic status of the firm. So for the long term concern, firm is likely and firm should take the right decision so that in the long term firm can have benefit. And firm, besides looking at the market value, a firm should also analyze the predictions that whether the market value is going to increase or is not going to increase, or it will remain stagnant for some specific time period, and should analyze the factors which are likely to affect the market value of any particular stock in a very careful manner. Definitely we know that forces of demand and supply of any stock and prevailing prices, the stability prevailing in the economy, which is economic factor stability as well as political factors stability, all these factors should be taken into consideration very carefully in order to decide to undertake long-term investment. And definitely we know that we have discussed in the last lectures that the previous time period market value of and trends as far as the prices and market worth of the intrinsic worth of different stocks is concerned should be taken into account in a careful manner. Therefore, the firm can have the potential to generate a number of and quite reasonable future income and reasonable quantity of the income and earnings for the future time period. So thus only using the other groups of financial ratios, investors can receive a full picture of the financial condition of the firm and then continue with stock valuation. So therefore we can say, if besides what the firm should do, besides looking at the comparison and the economic situation, economic performance of the other firms, that is, we can say that when to analyze the situation, what the firm do this, firm compare the economic situation and economic performance of the two firms, what two firms have been doing and what were their feasibility plans, what were their combinations as far as input concerned, height are concerned, and how they try to minimize their cost and with the maximum benefit, and how they try to purchase the stocks which were basically having a low cost to the firm, but in the future time period they were likely to reward much more and to a greater extent. So first important thing that the firm can do is to basically compare the situation of the other firms. कि दूसरी फर्म जो हैं उनका कंपैरिजन करे और उनकी इकोनॉमिक सिचुएशन जो है उसको एनालाइज करे. फर्स्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग टू डू ओन better decision and to make the decision in a proper way for its own future. First is to analyze own current time period situation. तो फर्म जो है वो अपनी सिचुएशन जो है उसको भी एनालाइज करे कि वो किस स्टेटस के ऊपर इस वक्त लाई कर रही है, उसके पास सोर्सेज ऑफ फंड्स क्या हैं और उसके पास जो है हाउ द फर्म कैन फाइनेंस द फंडिंग एंड कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, उसका अपना इकोनॉमिक स्टेटस क्या है, यानी कि उसकी ओनरशिप में कितने एसेट्स हैं, उसका फिजिबिलिटी प्लान क्या है, उसके पास जो इनपुट्स हैं हायर्ड वो क्या है, टीम ऑफ द ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज उसके पास क्या है, और उसका जो नेचर ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट क्या है. What is the nature of the product that firm can produce and should produce, or what is the demand for that product, how much market share is allocated towards that particular product demand. So all these things should be taken into account. Definitely when the firm go through and decides to go through a production process, firm purchases stock and certain valuable asset that will be the property of the asset, whether they are purchased with the help of the borrowing. Definitely with the payback of certain services of the borrowings, firm will be likely to pay back the borrowings in the future time period on the basis of agreed upon settlements. And in the future, on the course of production, when the firm is likely to earn something out of its production, when the firm is able to have undertake profitable production, firm will further try and will decide to purchase further stock and to keep further stock in its portfolio. And definitely we can say when this happens, it will be the firm will find a better future in terms of economics, in terms of financial status and all these situations. So therefore it is very much important for the firm to analyze the complete picture of the situation, to analyze the complete picture of the economic environment prevailing in the surroundings when firm is going to decide its own in the future as far as the production and as far as the purchase of the portfolio items is concerned. And definitely firm will analyze the market price and input price of the stocks, so we can say that the market value will continue to increase the market value of its stock, and will purchase and hold the portfolio in such type of stocks which are likely to improve the market value of the stocks owned by the firm and are in the ownership of the investor. After calculation the ratios, the investor must compare the ratios of the firm with the ratios of a relevant benchmark. So we can say that when comparing the market status, economic status and market value, stock status of the other firm should analyze its own situation. How firm can analyze its own situation, we discussed a few moments before. And also how the firm can analyze its situation. It can analyze its situation in some other way through the help of the ratios. Again, that is, we can say that firm can compare its own economic situation, its own performance, its own production situation with some other firm which is having a good performance in the field of production, in the field of purchase of portfolio holdings, good portfolio items in the portfolio set. And when compare its own economic performance and production with the other firms, so firm can also have the very clear picture about its status, and firm can come to know whether it is performing better as compared to the other firm, whether it is having more valuable stock as compared to the other firms valuable stock, or its product is going to have more market share as compared to the product of the other firm, which is market share. And besides this was the important comparison. So we can say, for example, if the investor is holding the firm A, if the investor is holding firm A and we have the other firm B and other firm C, so we can make the picture clear and we can analyze the situation to take the guidelines for our own production for the firm A. So investor can compare the situation of the B and C and can compare the economic performance and production of its own firm A with the other firms A and B, and can find and can come to know that which firm is performing better, is having good economic status and is having the higher market valued stock as compared to the other firms. Or one thing is this, and if we find that the worth of the firm A is less than worth of firm A is less than worth of firm B. अगर हमें ये पता चलता है कि through the comparison investor come to know कि economic worth of the firm is less than economic worth of the firm B, तो firm जो है can definitely can decide a benchmark point. कोई ऐसा point जो है वो उसको decide कर ले, कोई ऐसा target decide कर सकती है जहाँ तक firm जो है जा सकती है, and can plan to approach that particular target to a particular point in order to improve its economic status, in order to improve its economic situation, to improve the market share, and in order to have some name in the field of investment. तो क्या फर्म कर सकती है अगर इसकी इकोनॉमिक वर्थ या परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी नहीं है आफ्टर कंपेयरिंग विद द अदर फर्म्स, तो फर्म can make some target, can set some target up to which it can decide to go through the course of production, with the help of good production process, by the allocation of the resources to the maximum extent, by having the good management of the production process and the better and efficient allocation of the production inputs. एक बात, दूसरी बात ये है कि अगर इसकी performance already better है, if it is performing better as compared to the other firms, अगर economic performance and worth of the A is better as compared to economic worth of B, economic performance of the B, and the market value of stocks of the B and the C firms, so definitely it is a good situation, and the firm can decide to continue its economic status, can continue its production, and can continue to decide in such a way that it can cope with the situation, it can compete with the other firms, it can be in a position to increase the market share of the market and of the market, and can also what do next firm for the future period. It can take better decisions, and for example we can say that for the future periods it can extend the scale of production, it can install new plants, and it can introduce innovations in the existing production. So what will be the future decision as far as this is concerned? अगर फर्म जो है उसकी एग्जिस्टिंग सिचुएशन जो है वो दूसरों की निस्बत बेहतर है, दूसरी फर्म की निस्बत जो है इसकी परफॉर्मेंस बेहतर जा रही है, इट इज़ हैविंग गुड मार्केट शेयर एज कम्पेयर टू अदर फर्म, तो व्हाट आर द फर्दर फ्यूचर ऑब्जेक्टिव्स? फ्यूचर डिसीजन क्या होगा? पहला डिसीजन ये हो सकता है टू इंक्रीज द स्केल ऑफ प्लांट, अपना स्केल ऑफ प्लांट जो है उसको इंक्रीज कर दें, एक्सटेंड कर दें। सेकंड जो है वो ये है कि इंस्टॉल न्यू प्लांट्स, नया प्लांट लगा ले, इन्वेस्ट न्यू प्लांट्स। और थर्ड जो है वो क्या हो सकता है कि थर्ड में इंट्रोड्यूस इनोवेशंस लाएं और नई चीज़ें जो हैं वो प्रोडक्शन में इंट्रोड्यूस करवाएं। even though it has a risk, it involves risk, but definitely with the help of this firm can capture the market further or can increase the value of its stock further by purchasing more valuable stock and keeping more valuable stock in its portfolio, or innovation जो होती है it can raise the name of the firm in the field of investment, in the field of the production. Or if we continue the next slide and next discussion, the selection of appropriate benchmark is a difficult decision. So what is the problem with the appropriate benchmark? कि क्या benchmark उसने रखा है? benchmark में it is definitely difficult decision. जैसे हमने कहा कि अगर firm जो है can set its goal, firm अपना goal set कर ले, अगर उसकी worth जो होती है, if the worth of the firm, even if the worth of the firm जो है economic worth of the A is less than economic worth of and the value and economic status of the other firms B, तो क्या करती है ये बेंचमार्क सेट कर लेती है। और या अगर इसका इकोनॉमिक स्टेटस बेटर भी है, इवन देन इट कैन सेट ए बेंचमार्क, ये बेंचमार्क सेट कर ले। बेंचमार्क क्या होगा इन दोनों सिचुएशंस में? बेंचमार्क ये होगा कि वो अपना फर्स्ट सिचुएशन में ये है कि वो अपनी एग्जिस्टिंग जो उसकी फिजिबिलिटी है उसको ठीक करे, अपनी एलोकेशन ऑफ इनपुट्स को ठीक करे, अपनी मैनेजमेंट को ठीक करे, लीस्ट कॉस्ट कॉम्बिनेशन के ऊपर फोकस करे, ऑप्टिमल डिसीजन मेकिंग जो है उसके ऊपर फोकस करे। सेकंड में वो क्या करेगी कि उसे तो अच्छे बेंचमार्क जो है वो सेट करने, डेफिनेटली टू एक्सटेंड द स्केल ऑफ प्लांट, टू इंट्रोड्यूस न्यू एंड मॉडर्न प्रोडक्शन एंड न्यू एंड मॉडर्न गुड्स फॉर द कंज्यूमर्स। और थर्ड में वो क्या करेगी कि वो अपना नाम जो है वो पैदा करने के लिए मेहनत करेगी। तो लेकिन इट इज़ ए डिफ़िकल्ट टास्क। फॉर एग्जांपल हम कहते हैं अगर वो अपना स्केल ऑफ प्लांट इंक्रीज करती है, एग्जिस्टिंग स्केल ऑफ प्लांट एक बार, तो वो एग्जिस्टिंग स्केल ऑफ प्लांट को इंक्रीज करने का मतलब ये है कि दिस इज द लॉन्ग रन एवरेज कॉस्ट कर्व ऑफ द फर्म। यहाँ पे वो प्रोड्यूस कर रही है, यहाँ पे SAC1 के थ्रू, एंड दिस कर्व्स वी डिस्कस्ड इन द लास्ट क्लास आल्सो, मिनिमम पॉइंट के ऊपर वो कर रही है। फिर अगला एक और प्लांट आता है, वहाँ यहाँ पे वो कर रही है। अब अगर वो एक्सटेंड करना चाहती है तो यहाँ पे एक और के ऊपर वो एक और शॉर्टन प्लांट यानी कि 1 ईयर मोर शॉर्टन प्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट कर देती है। और इट इज़ टू प्रोड्यूस अलोंग दिस कर्व इज़ बेटर, एग्जिस्टिंग प्लांट को एक्सटेंड करना इज रिलेटिवली बेटर, क्योंकि एंड इज प्रॉफिट गिविंग, क्योंकि इट हैज़ बैकग्राउंड, प्रीवियस बैकग्राउंड ऑफ द प्रोडक्शन। इंडस्ट्री के पास जो है पिछला प्रीवियस बैकग्राउंड और नॉलेज है, प्रीवियस एक्सपीरियंस है एज फार एज द कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन इज कंसर्न, एज फार एज द लेवल ऑफ आउटपुट इज कंसर्न, एज फार एज द scale of production and the demand for the product is concerned, and the market share is concerned, prices are concerned, and it is definitely appropriate and easy task to extend this existing plant. But second benchmark can be to undertake new investment, कि एक नई इन्वेस्टमेंट जो है वो करना, it is definitely a risky task। ये एक रिस्की काम होता है क्योंकि फर्म जो है उसको हर चीज़ नई लगानी पड़ती है, उसको फंड्स नए जनरेट करने पड़ते हैं, उसको स्केल ऑफ जो लैंड है वो सेट करना पड़ता है, नई ज़मीन, न्यू कैपिटल, न्यू एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, न्यू ह्यूमन रिसोर्स, हर चीज़ उसको। और डेफिनेटली इफ और डिपेंड्स अपॉन द नेचर ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट, इफ़ द नेचर ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर गुड इज डिफरेंट, अगर इसकी कमोडिटी डिफरेंट है और फर्म जो है उसको कमोडिटी जब डिफरेंट होती है तो डेफिनेटली एक नई तरह की डिमांड सामने आती है। फर्म विल हैव टू एनालाइज द डिमांड फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट इन द मार्केट, कि इसकी क्या डिमांड है, पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट की मार्केट में क्या डिमांड है, हाउ मच इट इज़ गोइंग टू बेनिफिट दी फर्म, ये फर्म को या प्रोड्यूसर को या इन्वेस्टर को कितना बेनिफिट करेगी, इसका कितना कॉस्ट आएगा, शुरू में इसका कितना बेनिफिट है, एंड हाउ मैनी इन्वेस्टर्स आर ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग, ऑलरेडी प्रोड्यूसिंग इन द फील्ड ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट, कितने लोग हैं जो ऑलरेडी ये प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं, मार्केट शेयर इज ऑलरेडी कैप्चर्ड। तो जो फर्म है उसको इस प्रोडक्ट को प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए और इसकी मार्केट में जगह बनाने के लिए विल हैव टू स्ट्रगल ए लॉट, यानी कि वो अपनी प्राइसेस को कैसे वो स्ट्रगल कर सकती है। इट इज़ डेफिनेटली डिफिकल्ट डिसीजन कि उसको इन द सेंस कि उसका पैसा जो है उसकी इन्वेस्टमेंट जो है उसकी मेहनत जो है वो कहीं डूब ना जाए। तो फियर remains with the investor कि it may not happen that the outcome is less than the cost of production and the firm may face the loss। तो this is the risk which is associated। तो जो इसको बनाने के लिए क्या करना पड़ता है, what the measures the firm can adopt in order to capture the market। पहली बात ये है कि इसकी गुड क्वालिटी हो, गुड क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट जो है वो प्रोड्यूस करे जो कि अट्रैक्ट करे इन्वेस्टर्स कंज्यूमर्स को। So we can say that the quality of the product should be such that it should satisfy the psychological wants of the consumers as well as direct consumption wants of the consumer। इतनी अच्छी प्रोडक्ट हो कि वो उसकी साइकोलॉजिकल वांट्स को भी जो है वो सेटिस्फाई करे और उसकी कंजम्पशन नीड्स को भी सेटिस्फाई करे और कंज्यूमर्स फील हैप्पी with the consumption of the product and taking the services of the consumption of that product। the utility should be high। और second क्या चीज़ है, prices, that is in terms of the price of the product। प्राइस ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट जो है वो इट शुड बी रीजनेबल, ऐसा ना हो कि बाकी जो गुड्स ऑलरेडी आ रही है मार्केट में उस मार्केट में और जो उसके सब्स्टिट्यूट्स आ रहे हैं कि जो सेकंड पॉइंट शुड बी के प्राइसेस शुड बी रीजनेबल. इट मे नॉट हैपन कि प्राइस इज सो हाई दैट द एज कंपेयर टू द प्राइस ऑफ द सब्स्टिट्यूट्स ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल इन द मार्केट. तो डेफिनेटली if this product is expensive, consumer will not be diverted towards this, and they will not they divert their consumption from the already existing substitutes toward this particularly new produced brand. तो ये और it should be available. Third important point is कि it should be available to the market में ये available हो, लोगों के पास ये जाना चाहिए. Available in the market जब कि if people come to know about this product, तो when they want to purchase तो product should be available to them. जो ऐसा ना हो कि जब उनको इस product का पता चले और वो लेना चाहें तो good is not available, or definitely they will not they may change their attention from this towards the consumption of the previous brands they have been using to use. और fourth, how it is possible? It is possible कि लोगों को information दी जाए. Proper information of this product is important. बेशक ये इनोवेशन है या नई इन्वेस्टमेंट हम कह रहे हैं या कोई इन्वेंशन है, इनोवेशन है, कोई चेंज है एग्जिस्टिंग ब्रांड में, तो इंफॉर्मेशन एंड प्रोविजन ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन टू द कंज्यूमर इज टू मच इम्पॉर्टेंट कि लोगों के पास इसकी इंफॉर्मेशन होनी चाहिए. दे शुड हैव द नॉलेज अबाउट इट सो दैट दे कैन कंज्यूम. तो हाउ द इंफॉर्मेशन कैन बी अवेलेबल, इसकी प्रॉपर एडवर्टीजमेंट होनी चाहिए. इट शुड बी विद द हेल्प ऑफ सोर्सेज ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन. जो इंफॉर्मेशन के सोर्सेज हैं वो ऐसे हों कि इंफॉर्मेशन जो है वो प्रॉपरली लोगों तक पहुंचे और वो इसको इस प्रोडक्ट को परचेज कर सके. अगर उनके पास इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं होगी, हाउ इट इज़ पॉसिबल? इट इज़ पॉसिबल थ्रू एडवर्टीजमेंट. प्रॉपर एडवर्टीजमेंट जो है, इसके बैनर जो है वो लगाए जाएं और इसके पम्फलेट छपवाए जाएं, इसको टीवी पे दिया जाए, इसको सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू इसकी इंफॉर्मेशन जो है वो लोगों तक पहुंचाई जाए. दिस इज़ वेरी मच इम्पॉर्टेंट tool in order to increase the sale of the production, in order to make the public to be aware of this newly produced brand or the innovation in the existing brands. So as a result, definitely market will be able to captured by the to be captured by the new investor, to be captured by this new product, and the market share जो है comes to this and can be shared by this new product. So we can say definitely firm will and investor will be able to hope to earn the profit, and rather than having loss, and the firm and investor they will be in the hope of and in the expectation of continuing their production, and they will continue their production. We can say although it is difficult task, the investor will have to do a lot of hard work in order to bring the product in the market, and in order to make this product aware to the people, to provide proper information to the people, and to induce the minds of the people to choose this particular product and brand other than the other products and brands they have been already choosing. This is a very difficult task, and but this can be can be achieved. This goal can be achieved if the firm tries to and investor tries to do so, and hard work, basically do hard work in order to capture the market. So at the end, firm and investor will have the profit and can decide to continue the production of this brand, and can feel happy to as far as the production of this brand is concerned. For this reason, firms are frequently benchmarked against other firms with small size and in the same home country and industry. तो व्हाट हैपन्स के फर्म जो होती हैं वो उन फर्म्स के ये जो एग्जिस्टिंग और न्यू इन्वेस्टर्स हैं वो स्केल ऑफ प्लांट जो लगाते हैं, जो अपनी प्रोडक्ट इंट्रोड्यूस करवाते हैं, वो उन फर्म के अगेंस्ट आते हैं, उन फर्म के मुकाबले पे आते हैं जो कि विच आर ऑफ स्मॉलर साइज, जिनका साइज जो है वो छोटा है और दे आर एग्जिस्टिंग इन द सेम एरिया. वो उसी फील्ड में, उसी एरिया में, उसी होम इंडस्ट्री में काम कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे वेयर दिस फर्म हैज स्टार्टेड टू इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ द this particular product. Definitely it is a difficult task to achieve, but with the hard work firm can achieve this particular target, and it will be possible when the firm undertake a larger investment as compared to the firms which are already existing in this market and they are of smaller size. Continuing with the discussion, we will move to the next. However, as far as this production and this target is concerned, such comparison do not always reveal whether the company is buying worthy, or because the whole size category currently for the industry may underperform. And we can say that it is important the firm this new industry should perform better in this particular area, in this particular field in which it has started production. Continuing with the discussion, when using these ratios for analysis of the firm, investors compare them also with the industry average. So what important other point is that beside having the ratio of the different points, the ratio of different in terms of different items between the firms, investors compare them also with the industry average. It should also, the firm should also compare on average the performance, on average the growth of the industry, should compare and should analyze the on average market value of the stock of the industry for some particular time period. For example, if it is short time period, it is comprising of 6 months, it is comprising of 1 year. So besides comparing the different ratios that we have done in the previous discussion, for the economic performance, for the market value of the stocks of the firms, this investor should particularly also analyze the average production of the industry for the course of, for example, short period, for the course of 1 year or 6 months, and should also analyze the average of its own production, and then firm can compare the on average production, on average economic performance, on average the market worth of the stock owned by the and purchased by the two firms. One may be this firm itself, and the second may be the other firm which is in the comparison of this particular firm. Decision making of investment in stock is another important. So all this analysis, all this discussion can lead the investor to decide about the investment in stock, that which stock the industry should purchase, the firm should decide to purchase and should decide to keep in its portfolio, and which stock the firm should avoid to keep in the portfolio. Definitely the stock and the items which are more profit giving in the future, which are likely to give more returns to the investor in the future time period, they will be preferred by this investor while making the decision, and as compared to the other stocks. And therefore the decision making and optimal decision making and right decision making in the light of all this discussion is very much important to decide about the items, to decide about the stocks that the firm can keep in its portfolio. Stock valuation is basically an important concept, or it is the concept on the basis of which market can grow, or the stock market can grow. And the investor in the stock market, they can move on the course of growth, on the move and they will likely to accumulate a lot of stock if they keep in their mind the importance of valuation of the stock. And this valuation of stock is basically based on the valuation theory and valuation, and particularly in the case of the stock, it is based on the valuation theory of the stock, or we can say that this valuation theory is very much important to elaborate, to clear the concepts about the relevance of different factors in the stock market, about the importance of interaction of the different factors. For example, how the stock buying prices is concerned with the quantity of the stock, how the stock selling price is concerned with the quantity of stock to be sold by the investors, and the trends of the returns and the market value and the prices of stocks which have been observed by the investor in the past and the previous time period, what is the current situation as far as the value of this particular stock is concerned, and to predict what are the future prospects by investing in the stock, and what will be the market value of the stock as far as the future is concerned. That is, we can say that what this particular stock is going to give to the investor if the investor purchases this particular stock. The valuation theory is grounded on the assumption that investors are rational, wealth maximizing individual, and we can say that the rationality of the investor is very much important, and the two important characteristics are very much important, and we discussed these two important characteristics of the investors also in the last classes, that rationality is very much important. कि investor जो है whether it is the investor in the physical production या वो financial market में investor है, trader in the financial market, she is deciding to make investment in any type of in any item of the financial assets, financial market assets, and instruments and securities and the stocks. Rationality is very much important. पहली बात ये है उसको रैशनल होना चाहिए, सेकंड है ये है कि उसको प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजर होना चाहिए. ही शुड बी प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजर. अगर वो प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजर होता है तो व्हाट ही शुड डू कि ही ट्राई टू अंडरटेक ऑप्टिमल डिसीजन. एंड व्हाट इज ऑप्टिमाइजेशन? Optimization, as we come to know, is that they tries to minimize the cost, और कॉस्ट को वो मिनिमम करता है, कॉस्ट ऑफ परचेज ऑफ द स्टॉक्स एंड इनपुट्स एंड सिक्योरिटीज एंड आइटम्स टू बी केप्ट इन पोर्टफोलियो, एंड ट्राइज टू मैक्सिमाइज दी बेनिफिट आउट ऑफ इट. इसका बेनिफिट जो है वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा करेगा. एंड वी कैन collaborate further this with the help of a diagram. For example, we have this linear line and we have the price of the stock over here, we have the price or quantity of the stock over here. Along vertical axis we have price of stock, along horizontal axis we have quantity of stock. This linear line gives the price ratio. It gives the price, or is known as price line. अब as far as this particular stock is concerned, अगर हम कहते हैं ये this is the investment in the stock A, quantity of the stock A, तो this curve basically gives him his level of investment और level of productivity basically, कि वो किस production level के ऊपर लाई करता है, कहाँ पे उसको produce करना चाहिए. ये level जो है वो similar level of production है. For example, we say he is buying 100 units of stock along this stock along this particular line. So out of this 100 unit of stock, with the help of this production level, we can say at what point he should produce or he should purchase the stock. That is the point E. E एक ऐसा पॉइंट है जिसके ऊपर उसको अपनी परचेज जो है वो करनी चाहिए. और क्यों करनी चाहिए? बिकॉज दिस पॉइंट E इज सेटिस्फाइंग दीज टू positions and these two conditions. एक condition है minimization of cost, second condition है maximization of output. तो ये E point के ऊपर जो है वो हो रहा है. और E point के ऊपर होने का मतलब ये है he is taking optimum decision. This is also known as optimization और optimum decision. तो optimization जो होती है, it is basically the indicate that he is profit maximizer, he is rational producer and buyer of the stocks. How much quantity with how much price he is buying. इतने unit of the commodity he is buying. QAS is QAS is basically the quantity he is purchasing, and OPS is the price with which he is paying for this. And if we talk about the two types of stock, अगर दो stocks की हम बात करते हैं और we want to make the combination of the two, similar is the situation. ये price line है जिसको हम cost line भी कहते हैं. Cost line इसलिए कहते हैं because it is giving the investor is buying the stock, तो he has to pay the cost. तो ये cost line जो है उस वक्त, अब ये ई पॉइंट बेसिकली इंडिकेट करता है ये वो पॉइंट है जहाँ पे फर्म इज एबल टू पे द कॉस्ट. उसके पास इतने पैसे हैं कि वो पे कर ले और वो उसके रिटर्न में इतना स्टॉक जो वो ले लेती है. अगर वो किसी और पॉइंट के ऊपर करती है, फॉर एग्जांपल परचेज करती है, ये इतना गैप आ रहा है, दिस मच इज द गैप, और दिस मच इज द गैप, और ये सारे ऑल अदर पॉइंट्स अलोंग दिस लेवल ऑफ प्रोडक्शन जिसको हमने 100 से इंडिकेट किया, 100 यूनिट से, ऑल दे आर इंडिकेटिंग द गैप फ्रॉम द कॉस्ट लाइन। इतना फंड्स या गैप वो कहाँ से लाएगा? और E is basically the mean of and level of the funds which can be financed by the firm, और इसमें ऑलरेडी उसके अपने फंड्स भी इंक्लूड है, यानी कि वी कैन से कि ओ यहाँ पे E वो पॉइंट है और OPS वो प्राइस लेवल है जिसमें ही हैज ए कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ द रिसोर्सेज अक्यूमुलेटेड। इसमें उसके वो रिसोर्सेज भी हैं जो उसकी सेविंग्स थे, इसमें वो रिसोर्सेज भी हैं जो उसकी कहीं से अर्निंग आई है, वो रिसोर्सेज भी हैं जो उसने बोरोइंग से इकट्ठे किए हैं, जो उसने ही हैज बोरोड फ्रॉम द फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस। तो ये सारे ई के ऊपर आ जाते हैं। इफ वी टॉक अबाउट दी एंड वी ट्राई टू इन्वेस्ट एट दी अदर, आर द इन्वेस्टर ट्राई टू इन्वेस्ट एट दी अदर पॉइंट्स जिनको हमने E1 कहते हैं, या यहाँ पे हम कहते हैं E2 के ऊपर वो बाय करना चाहते हैं, तो ये फर्दर गैप आ जाता है। तो these and production and the purchase along E1 and E2 is out of the reach of the buyer of the stock and the investor, and he cannot finance this high level of the funding, क्योंकि यहाँ पे कोई और कॉस्ट लाइन होगी जो उसके साथ अटैच हो रही होगी, वो इस तरह की कॉस्ट लाइन होगी, ये इस कॉस्ट लाइन से ऊपर चले जाते हैं। तो इट मे नॉट बी पॉसिबल फॉर द इन्वेस्टर टू इन्वेस्ट at E2 level to invest at E1 level. If we have two stock, if we continue the discussion, we can say that for example we are here and this indicates कि हमारा 100 units of level of production है। Along horizontal we have the stock, let's say quantity of stock A, along vertical we have the quantity of stock B stock है, और यहाँ पे हमारा कॉम्बिनेशन है अगेन E is the point जिसके ऊपर ये इक्विलिब्रियम पॉइंट है, ये स्टेबल पॉइंट है जिसके ऊपर प्राइसेस ऑफ द स्टॉक, प्राइसेस ऑफ द आर बाइंग प्राइसेस ऑफ द स्टॉक, दे आर इक्वल टू व्हाट ही कैन परचेज इज इक्वल टू द क्वांटिटी ऑफ स्टॉक। कितनी उसके पास प्राइस है जो वो बाय करने के लिए पे कर सकता है, एंड हाउ मच इज द क्वांटिटी he can purchase from paying this much of the price. Basically along horizontal axis we are measuring stock A, along vertical axis we are measuring the purchase of the stock B. So OQSA is basically the quantity which he is buying from the purchase of the stock A. He is buying the stock A, and OQB is basically the quantity which he is buying for the stock B. इन दोनों के लिए वो बाय कर रहा है। तो दिस इज द ऑप्टिमल कॉम्बिनेशन, क्योंकि ये वो कॉम्बिनेशन है जिसके ऊपर उसके और इसका लेवल जो है वो 100 है, और चूंकि ये सेंटर में तो वी कैन एज्यूम कि 50 ही इज बाइंग 50 यूनिट्स ऑफ स्टॉक बी, 50 यूनिट्स ऑफ स्टॉक ए, और उसकी जो प्राइस है वो इसके ऊपर ऑप्टिमम है, और मिनिमम कॉस्ट है, कॉस्ट ऑफ बाइंग ऑफ द टू स्टॉक्स बिकॉज दिस इज इन हिज रीच। उसके बाद इतने फंड्स हैं कि वो इस प्राइस को जो है इस प्राइस को वो अवेल कर सकता है, इस प्राइस को वो अप्रोच कर सकता है। तो ये और दिस लाइन इज इंडिकेटिंग द प्राइस रेशियो, प्राइस ऑफ लेट्स से स्टॉक बी टू द प्राइस ऑफ स्टॉक ए। तो लाइन इज इंडिकेटिंग द प्राइस रेशियो, that it is the ratio of the price B to the price of the stock B, A to the price of stock A. If we draw another diagram, for example we say we have this line which is known as cost line, इसको हम price line भी कहते हैं, इसको cost line इसलिए कहते हैं because the investor has to pay this price, investor has to will buy the stock with the help of paying this much cost, or if the investor is facing this जो है level of production, it is again for example we say it is 100 units of output or 100 units of the combination of stock A and the stock B. Again we assume that the along vertical axis we have stock B, along horizontal axis we have stock A, and E is the equilibrium position which is indicating that he has certain positive combination of the A and B, और या इसके ऊपर जो है he can purchase OQB and to OQA, OQA और OQB वो परचेज करता है, और we can assume that OQA जो है वो हमारा कम है as compared to OQB. यहाँ पे let's say he is purchasing 60 unit of B as compared to 40 units of A. तो दिस इज अनदर टाइप ऑफ कॉम्बिनेशन. अब उसने क्या किया, उसके पास रिसोर्सेज तो वो लिमिटेड थे जो उसके पास थे, विच वर अवेलेबल फॉर दी परचेज ऑफ दी 100 यूनिट्स ऑफ 2 स्टॉक्स. लेकिन फर्स्ट डायग्राम में वी कैन सी दैट ही हैज बॉट 50 यूनिट्स ऑफ ए एंड 50 यूनिट्स ऑफ बी. तो स्टॉक ए इज इक्वल टू 50 यूनिट्स एंड बी इज इक्वल टू 50 यूनिट्स. तो इसमें लेकिन अब उसने नेक्स्ट अपने डिसीजन में ही हैज रिड्यूस द परचेज ऑफ स्टॉक ए एंड डाइवर्टेड द परचेज ऑफ स्टॉक ए टू द परचेज ऑफ स्टॉक बी टू सम एक्सटेंट. और उसने जो है 60 यूनिट परचेज किए बी के और 40 ए के. तो डेफिनेटली ही हैज लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज, ही हैज लिमिटेड फंड्स टू फाइनेंस दिस परचेज. तो ही हैज रिलीज द फंड्स फ्रॉम द परचेज ऑफ द स्टॉक ए एंड एलोकेटेड टुवर्ड्स द परचेज ऑफ स्टॉक बी. उसने ए से रिलीज करके बी की तरफ जो है वो अपना स्टॉक जो है उसको डाइवर्ट कर दिया है और उसको अपने रिसोर्सेज को बी की परचेज के ऊपर एलोकेट कर दिया है. और वी कैन से ही हैज लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज, ही हैज टू रीएलोकेट द रिसोर्सेज अमंग द परचेज ऑफ द टू. अब उसने ये डिसीजन क्यों लिया है, व्हाई द इन्वेस्टर हैज allocated his resources from the purchase of A to the purchase of B. इसकी रीजन ये है, he is underlying certain target. He has come to know through the analysis of market situation of the industry, of the stock market, through the analysis of economic environment prevailing in the country, through the analysis of political environment prevailing in the country. The investor has come to know it is quite possible that stock B is likely to give more to the investor, to the firm in the future time period as compared to the firm A. So when he finds and the investor finds that he is likely to have higher prospects of the investment out of B as compared to out of B, he will divert his and reallocate his funds and reallocate his investment. And this is the optimal decision. So in this way we can analyze that the investor is the rational. He wants to maximize his benefit, he wants to maximize his profit and with reference to the minimum cost of, and this price line indicates minimum cost which he bears, which he pay for the maximum possible purchase of the stock A and B. And this was the end of the today's lecture in which we were discussing the rationality of the investor and importance of rationality and profit maximizing attitude of the investor to maximize the benefit, to have higher level of profit in the future time period and to make the long term investment. And we say that that stock market prices, they reflect the fundamental value. Basically this is the fundamental value of the stock which can be observed with the help of this price line, जिसको हमने रेशियो ऑफ PA to PE का, इसको हम कॉस्ट भी कहते हैं. और वी कैन यूज द सिमिलर डायग्राम इवन इफ वी want to analyze the production in the real terms. If we want to analyze the production in physical terms, so this price line can be used as the cost line, which is indicating the cost of the inputs. For example, one input is labor, the other input is capital. Or we can indicate the level of production by this convex curve, which is indicating 100 units of the output which the firm can produce with the help of the inputs. And inputs क्या होंगे, inputs होंगे कि we can say in the first diagram firm is using the 50 units of first input and 50 units of second input and produces 100 units of output. And if we look at the second diagram, so we can say that firm जो है you can decide to use 40 units of the A input and the 60 unit of the B input. The reason is that because the B input may be cheaper as compared to input A, and firm can reallocate the resources from the purchase of the input A towards the purchase of the input B. So this was the today's discussion, and I will give the summary of the today's lecture, that we try to give the worth of we try to analyze the importance of the ratio of the value of different items owned by two firms. For example, B and C. Other firms, if we assume that the investor himself is indicating the firm A, and then we discussed that it is important for the investor to analyze its own economic situation and the value of its own, to calculate the ratio of the economic worth of its own items and instruments and stocks with the worth of the other firm, and so that it can come to know what is its economic status and at what point it is lying, and it is standing in the field of the investment, in the field of the production, and can further decide its future objectives in the light of this discussion. For example, can set the benchmark, can set certain target in order to capture the market, in order to be a prominent and significant part of the physical investment as well as financial assets investment. And it is important for the producers to be rational and to be profit maximizer, to be cost minimizer, in order to have maximum output level. And this was the end of the 2 days lecture, and I hope you will be able to understand the concepts with the help of this discussion, with the help of the slides, with the help of the reading materials. And take care of yourself. See you inshallah in the next class, and up till that, Allah Hafiz.